Alright, thanks for your guys' patience as we get this squared away. We had to clean up a few things. Are you guys ready to go? Alright, and we already know who's doing the recap, so we are all set to go. Let us begin. Welcome, everyone! Oh, that's odd. Oh well, I'll fix it for next time. One icon's over missized. But hey, welcome everyone, welcome. So, we zoom in and find the party getting ready to leave. They've gathered their gear, and we find Zhao preparing in a ponderous state.
Hi there!
Hey, thank you.
The Emperor's finest reporting.
I want to flash back to 2 weeks ago. We lost
No power
2
in
party
the verse can
members.
stop me.
It was a pretty tragic event. So we're going to flash forward to the next week. We gained 2 party members. We gained Kukos, and we gained the noble Aquarian race, not like Jar Jar Binks, he says. And also Zal, the fungus among us. We last week and the week before that, we mostly spent time in camp. The 2 weeks before, we spent all the time dealing with the death of our 2 party members, and then the week before that, and then the week number 1 closest to this, if I'm saying this correctly, that makes sense. We spent the whole time trying to prepare for the mission, and then Dax is over there playing with things. I don't know what he does. I mean, the octopod is out of control. He just goes, he finds a technical tool. He can't help himself. So what we're leading to now is we have a mission already set up to go to these ruins that are underwater, which is obviously a concern for most of our party crew. The quartermaster has been no help. He's giving out things as silly as snorkels and etc. When you have acid spitting monsters, the last thing you want is a snorkel. But I digress. Zhao has done some inner contemplation, and he decides that he needs to have a better rapport with the mammals on this planet because he has to work with them. So he is going to try to treat them with the most respect that he can. I was expecting to have this conversation with Kukos, but Kukos is sick in his bunk. Unfortunately, also Dax, also sick in his bunk. We have some kind of space flu going around.
Dax is here.
I mean, not Dax, Deke. I'm sorry, I said the wrong name. I apologize for that.
Okay.
Deke, our number 1 DPS, is out right now on the bunk because he's has some kind of space flu, and also Kukos, our nobleman and our negotiator, is also out on the bunk, sick with some kind of space flu. Not sure what's wrong with them, but hopefully they'll be returning next week. But like I said, Zhao has done some inner contemplation because he's not a dummy like H8, and he actually thought this through, and he thought he had to actually work with these mammals. Is there anything else anybody else can add?
Apparently crickets.
He forgot that there was a droid who got added to the group too.
Well, also we did find a medical droid. Dax, I don't know how octopuses get excited, but I mean he was excited. So we have a medical droid now that
He flashes.
and I think his nickname is Small Blade, if I'm correct.
No, SC4.
SC4. I'm sorry, I thought we were going to do a Small Blade.
I never Small Blade, but if you read it out, it says Scalpel, but that's just a little joke.
Okay, so anyway, so we now have SC4, which is a droid that is a medical bot. Apparently, he's extremely out of date, but apparently he could, apparently he's cutting edge for this backwoods planet.
Which is hilarious that Zal feels that way. Not saying he doesn't, because this one was actually an early model that was moved past in the early days of the Professor, because the Professor recognized this. I'm not correcting Zal, to be clear. I am informing viewers so they're aware. And that actually came up in last episode, where the Professor saw Scalpel and was like, "Oh, you're one of those. I haven't seen one of your models in ages." So is familiar with the model, but also knows it's not a current. Doesn't mean it doesn't function, just means it's an older model. That being said, you have your provisions, you prepared yourselves, you're exiting the outpost.
Excuse me. I think that I want to go back to the quartermaster now that with my new outlook on mammals. I'd like to go back to the quartermaster and see if he has some kind of scuba suit for me.
All right.
So I will approach the quartermaster and ask him if he has some kind of aquatic suit that I could use to travel through underwater conditions and the fluids that exist on this planet.
Okay. Give me a moment here as I quickly pull something up. There we go. Thank you. I knew there was one, I just couldn't remember what it was called. So, thank you for your patience as it quickly scrolled to the location. Alright, so you walk in and ask him if there's a suit that would assist him in being in a subaquatic environment.
Well, I don't know that we have any suits that are exactly for underwater, but we do have an airtight suit that works for vacuum of space, so my assumption would be it wouldn't leak water either. Would you like one of those?
Absolutely.
He goes back and gets a flight suit. A flight suit comes with a helmet and is used by spacefaring pilots and crew. When the helmet is affixed, it provides the wearer with 8 hours of breathable air.
That'll work.
So, if you go beyond 8 hours of usage, you will need to refill the oxygen supply.
If any of the other members need any, these are fairly standard gear that I can acquire if need be.
A thing to note is it gives 11 plus Dex mod armor and gives you disadvantage on stealth. Weighs 8 pounds, costs 10 credits. Which, since you're getting it from them, you don't have to worry about the credits.
Okay, I get the suit, I catch back up with the party, and I want to ask Dax, is there anything that he can do to make it where I can get my fungus, my collective, my black fungus to come out of it without breaking the seal? Which I know is a far-fetched idea, but Dax is a genius.
He's also not a mammal.
And that's also a plus. I hate mammals.
Why do you hate H8? He's the farthest thing from a mammal possible.
And Dax is only half mammal. Not Dax, Deke. Sorry.
Yeah, Deke's
I don't hate anybody. I'm just arrogant.
I know, I'm messing with you, dude. just messing with you.
I'm just getting it straight, dude. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't have.
No.
Like,
It came across kind of as hate, not just arrogance. But
Right.
I
That's
know
why I
your
tried to correct it this
intended
game.
was arrogance and disdain more towards them, not necessarily hatred. But
Well, they did keep me locked up in a concentration camp, so I do have a little bit more than disdain for them. But
well, that's kind of why I
will
said
work-
disdain. But yeah.
Yeah, I will work with them. You know, that's my job for the Galactic Academy because they got me out the camp. So
Mhm.
I'm actually kind of like Deke in this situation where I'm actually a little bit more devoted to the Galactic Academy than, obviously Kaz was.
Right.
So Dax, me and you have a little conversation.
Dax is approached by Zal with this request. Is something down? Dax, are
What's
you
going
there?
on?
Zal approaches you asking if there's any way you can modify his spacesuit to allow the spores to exit without breaking the seal.
I don't think so, but hey, is that something I can do with a fancy roll?
I don't know.
You might need someone who knows science and medicine to be able to do that, possibly.
Also
Well,
knows science.
scalpel
Also an
me.
expert in science and medicine.
That's a possibility, but how would you envision it?
I personally cannot.
Because if you just go straight roll, the DC's high. If you can envision some way to see this, a technology that would allow that sort of a thing, then that can modify the DC to be a little lower. That's
one
fine.
idea. I have one idea that might work. I offered the access idea for my medical information. We have technology that has I'm sorry saying I hate saying that word. That has instant sealing, like for gunshot wounds and stuff like that, so we can instantly seal things in hospitals. If I can have that around my wrist, just this latex like material that allows things to exit it and come back in and then seal right away, then we can work this out. If not, I don't know how useful I can be, but I'm still gonna come on the mission with you guys.
I mean, there's like one-way valves, but it cut it off still.
It doesn't really matter if you cut my black stuff off. I get bored by the collective, but I really would rather you not do it.
No, I mean, when it pokes through the valve, it would seal it, and then it would be cut off once you throw it or whatever you do with it.
A one-way valve chamber.
Yeah.
One-way valve in, and then you can evacuate the chamber.
So then Zal will be at like a disadvantage on every roll.
Well, the suit would be mostly for the water. There should hopefully be air within the base ruin itself, but I guess we'll find out.
I don't think we're going to spend the entire time underwater.
How long do you think that would take you? Can you do that quickly, sir?
I have no idea. Okay, if we implement some one-way valve chambers, would that be possible for his suit?
Potentially. What were we going to say?
I'm just doing if it would actually work or not with spores. Because it's more for like liquids or air.
Mm-hmm.
You need a one-way valve, but then you need something to. It's not just an open, like to let them loose. You gotta be able to propel them. I don't know.
Saying Monday? No, Sunday night.
You need a substance that'll travel through water at a reasonable pace, but I don't even see that I don't have any knowledge of that. But is there a structure, either a chemical structure that we can use to help deliver the spores through the water afterwards? An organic substance, like an organic gel?
I hope we're not fighting underwater, because that'd be very unpleasant.
This is the only other.
You might
this
be.
is the only other option. This is the only other. I offered this to Dax. I said, this is the only other option. You can drag me through the water till we get to dry land. If somebody scouts it out, and then I will go to torpor from being over drenched. But then I will be able to successfully restore myself. But I will need to be healed.
Yeah, or you just wear the suit, we get through the water, and you take it off. And put it back on when we go back through the water.
See, you act like you're smarter than me.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So, make your roll on. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not the GM, but I would say make your roll on the one-way valves or the latex system.
Sure.
2.
So it'd probably be like mechanics or robotics. Which I have a feeling you're probably proficient in one or both. Science tools, repair
science
tools.
and science tools. Science tools and repair tools is +7. So with a 13, that's 20.
Sure, to get something you think should work somewhat. It's not going to be flawless, but it at least will allow some functionality. And so you get that set up and you guys head out. Who wants to roll the survival check for seeing how long it takes you?
Oh, that would be me. I have some specialty in survival.
Oh, good. I was worried we didn't have anybody.
As I understand how most meat bags work and how they can survive in these trying environments. I have a +4. I had to redo a couple stats, but for now we'll leave that at a +4. I don't know if that's going to go up.
So here's your designation. SC4 or is it HK4?
That's my secret designation. I'm not that good of an assassin. 22.
Okay. So you're able to make some good headway in that direction. And it takes you 7 days to get there.
Wow. Okay, this place is far away.
Sort of walking through, Zhao is eating. He just every once in a while you'll see like the black fungus grow off of him to like an organic animal or organic material, like a very simple like something that's not going to move or a leaf or something like that. And you see him just constantly like kind of feeding a little bit, and then also you see him every once in a while like kind of toss out like what might be a mushroom. You see him kind of tossing them out, like maybe he's trying to populate this planet.
Sorry about that little.
H8's pretty much in the back, and every time he does this, he just steps on the mushroom.
So gangster, dude. That's so good.
Alright, so I missed that. You said, what did Zal do? And I heard H8 said he steps on the mushrooms.
So Zhao is just constantly like grabbing little bites of food, like grabbing little organic leaves or a lizard that won't move or whatever, as we're going through. But he's also tossing out little spores, little small mushrooms, like he's trying to populate the planet. H8 apparently becomes a genius and starts stomping on my mushrooms because he's walking behind me.
Nice.
Oh yeah, barely a stomp. I'm just like literally like just very casually stepping exactly where your mushrooms seem to be.
It's
Which
so good.
doesn't
That
take
is
much
such good.
effort. This large robotic figure.
I wouldn't even notice. I mean, I'm just dropping them off, like just
Yeah,
like.
exactly. That's why I would be walking behind you.
It's
I've
just,
noticed
it's
you
just
did this.
mushroom poop. That's all it is. You're stepping on his mushroom poop, and now it's all over your feet.
Yeah, but mushroom poop becomes more mushroom.
Yeah, it's true.
Just ask the orcs. Alright. So you guys get there, and there's nothing that's to be seen other than a large body of water.
Science tools. See if we can locate this thing. All the way across the table, apparently. That
All the
thing
way
is super
to Raven.
bouncy. 20.
You determine that there's a structure below the water, and it has minimal power.
Alright, so we're able to confirm what direction it's in at least.
Mm-hmm. It's in the water underneath.
Alright, well, I'll let everyone know my findings, and Killian, how are you in the water as far as vision underwater?
I mean, I have dark vision, so that should help a little bit.
I say, as much as I like the water, I don't like being first, considering the creatures we've come across on this planet. I'm very squishy.
All right,
Well,
just
let's see.
so
H got blind sense, right?
It's true.
Yeah, up to 30 feet.
Oh, we also have a deacon we could throw in the water too. Yeah.
Geek's not here. He's in the monk.
Well, I subtracted food for him and our water guy, so
I don't know what you mean. H8 is very attractive feed for everyone. And Deke is half attractive food.
Zal has been dragging this just suit through the jungle for 7 days. He finally puts it on, and he disguises a score as Killian.
Alright, so you have your spacesuit on now. Your flight suit.
My minimal usage fungi.
It's enough to where you don't have to worry about getting wet.
That's not like what I wanted to hear. I want to hear your fungus shoots out of him, kills whatever it wants, and then comes back with no air leaks. That's what I want to hear.
all right, Dime, just for the record, I forgot my background stuff, and my medicine is actually at 12. I got double int and expertise in it.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, oops. Yeah, I'll give you an updated one if you're gonna keep using the character sheet. But
Okay. Yeah, no, if you want to send it to me, I can put it on tonight. Otherwise, we can always do it.
I'll send it next time. I have my copy here, so I'm good.
Okay. I don't know if you wanted to send it tonight, and I can throw it on. I can put it up there if we need.
Okay, let me make sure it has everything for other people to play.
Can we take like a 1 minute break?
Yeah, if you need to step away for a minute, that's fine. We tend to have a few minutes here and there that people are discussing what to do. So, the structure is fully submerged underwater. And so what is the order of operations that's being decided on? You having Killian go for a swim first?
Just to see what creatures are around the structure. And if he can spot an actual entrance instead of, oh hey, here's a giant building.
Okay.
So we need to find a way in. Then hope there's air pockets, or that we can create air pockets inside. So as long as the area is clear of things that are going to eat us, I will dive in the water. And happily at that.
You'd be thrilled to get back in the water, I'm sure.
Yep.
That's kind of your thing. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can find a little image to help show you what you see instead of trying to verbalize it. So that's what. So Killian's going for the swim first. Is anyone going with him, or are he just going by himself?
I think Zal said he was going to escort him. Whatever
I think
that means.
Deke bought a rebreather last session, so
He did.
he can join me.
That makes sense. And you can both have dark vision too, so.
Okay. So Deke and Killian go in for the look. Oh, come on. You know when you have in your mind something and you're trying to find a picture to convey the message better?
Yes.
And you can't
Quite
necessarily
often.
find one that works.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have one of them sour gummy bears?
And you're crap at art, so it just never happens.
Yeah, actually, I have another +2 to survival now. It's 24. But don't worry about it for last roll.
So you dive in and you see a familiar shape as you near it, Killian and Deke. It's a ways down there. You notice it's over a trench in the floor that has heat, and so you notice that there's probably some sort of thermal generator based on it for power, since it's built right over top of a thermal vent. So you know you're going to probably prefer find the proper entrance so you don't burn yourselves. And so let's have you roll a investigation. Wisdom-based investigation check to search
That
around.
happens to be one of my specialties.
Wisdom based? My
Yeah.
6 drops to a 4. If nobody else has it.
So,
Is it?
it'd be-
I'm sorry.
I
Can I
have-
get a quick
It's
update?
it's for those who are down there. So who went in the first wave? I know
Oh,
Deke
that's right.
and Killian, I was
Zal.
told, went. Zal went with them?
Zal, Gillian, and SC4.
Did
I
SC4?
No one asked for me to go down, so he didn't volunteer.
Okay, so just me and Gillian.
Okay.
'Cause I got a
So,
scuba suit, bitches.
no you don't.
Well, Deke is down here too.
Oh, Deke is?
Yeah.
Wait, Dax or
Oh.
Deke?
Deke,
Deke.
not
I
Dax.
have 18 wisdom plus 4. Do you want me to roll this?
Sure.
Yeah, that fits better for you.
Yeah.
Well,
If
no.
he goes off perception, he has a +4 just from. We know that he has a +2. Where did he get +4 from?
It's wisdom based, so I have a plus 4.
No, I was looking at Deacon's sheet that he has here.
Oh, so with my proficiency and my wisdom, that should be a 13.
Okay. So, unfortunately, it takes you a while to find it, and I need you to roll a stealth check to see how well you guys are about not making distractions, which I had figured you'd be doing that by default since you've said you did in the past.
Yeah, do you want me to go ahead and do that?
Mm-hmm. You wake the Leviathan and it swallows you whole.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend the inspiration I got for subbing.
Okay.
Okay, somebody else roll, please.
Are you
What are we
getting
doing,
lag
Stealth?
again?
I have gotten a 3, a 7, a 1, and a 4. Just trying to roll this friggin' dice.
Well, there's an 8. Are you just hitting R on it, or are you tossing it? Because I know for you, with the ping you seem to usually get, tossing it usually works better.
By tossing, it's usually what causes the problem.
Oh, okay. I thought tossing it made it better and not worse.
Let me... I mean, I can try to toss it. Hold on.
I know that your high ping has made things interesting.
That's what I'm talking
That
about.
one.
We'll take that roll.
Someone correct that right there at the end.
Alright, give me just a second. I need to quickly deal with one problem here. It shouldn't take me more than a minute.
Well, sorry, I was a little distracted. What are you guys rolling now?
We're rolling for how bad we don't like AJ.
No,
Well,
stealth.
Stealth. Oh, no. I can't help with stealth. Up here, I'm thinking I could have assisted in granting them bonuses to investigation and survival, but
What about how much we don't like AJ? Can you help with that?
I can give you bonus of deception to make him think you like him. Basically, I can transfer proficiency from myself to up to 4 other creatures. Proficiency for an hour. Oh shoot! You know what we forgot? Do I have it? I don't know if I had to purchase this. I don't know if H8 did. Communicators to be able to communicate with everyone else, especially underwater.
We've already established that the whole party has been assigned communicators by the professor.
Yes, but H8 and SC4 will be underwater and won't be able to vocalize properly to the communicator.
Sounds like y'all's problem.
Well, no, because a lot of my stuff is auditory based. Like, I can't give sage advice if you guys can't hear me. Wow, I can't believe I mixed up a few things when I was making this. I actually forgot to include the background. Most of the background. I just included part of it. And yeah, I got a plus 12 to medicine. And I actually ended up with an extra skill. I had to grab an extra one.
Grab something out of athletics or something ridiculous, just for fun. Sleight of hand.
No, the extra one that I had to grab, it should have been. It was for my doctor pursuit, but I had both of those already, so I just took an extra one from my class, which I ended up taking insight because it fits. But yes, athletics would have been interesting because then I could have given proficiency in athletics. Actually, I could do that because if I don't choice, I can pick one at random. So maybe athletics, I can transfer athletics to people.
So you give them a little shot in the butt, like a little steroid shot, you know?
Yeah, something like that.
That's an awkward conversation to come into.
Yeah, I think I'll do that instead.
come back and the first thing I hear is like a shot in the butt. Not a usual term that you're normally used to hearing. All right.
Your house,
Well,
maybe.
the summary is I gained a skill for my doctor pursuit, the subclass, but I already had those 2 skills that it was a choice, so I picked insight, but he says take athletics or sleight of hand. Then I realized I can grant proficiency and stuff if I have it, so I took athletics. And I can grant athletics to everybody.
You can fluff that easily with like a little steroid boost, you know, for the team.
And that's what he wants me to give it as a steroid injection.
Well,
All right.
but you also have to have a mechanical one for the H8. I mean, I don't think you can stick a needle in H8's butt.
No, I know enough about science and stuff. I could probably figure out how to do it.
He doesn't have one.
A butt?
Update his programming temporarily.
Alright, so stealth check.
He nailed it with a
What were
20.
we doing? Right, and we had that, and then since you're here
Raven's
as well,
still trying to figure out his character. We're rocking tonight.
Zal, go ahead and roll your stealth as well.
All right. I have no stealth skill, but I do have a 16 dexterity, so I'm just gonna get the +3.
It would normally be at disadvantage with what you're wearing, but since you're underwater, I can see it being not necessarily.
So it's an 18, or unless you want me to roll disadvantage.
That's fine. Okay, so you are able to stealth your guys' way. You notice in the distance some large figures in the water.
Is Deke here?
Mm-hmm.
Can I use my comm link to tell him that we have large figures in the water? We might need his assistance immediately.
If you want, it'll probably make a noise.
Oh no, never
say-
mind, no.
When you say large figures, are you talking about like humanoid figures or?
No.
We're pursuing predators.
If you're talking,
Can I make a science roll on this? To try to estimate the what kind of animal it is.
you can keep in mind the DC is excessively high because this is alien planet and you've no knowledge of the planet.
But that's a 16.
Given your expertise in water-based life forms, you're fairly certain that they're alien creatures.
Wow.
Is it a predator? That's what you really need to know.
And it's is acting similar to predatorial creatures you've seen.
I want to give Killian the old wrist tap, point him at him, and give him the hand signal for biting.
What?
You know, like your thumb coming down on your fingers. You know, like a bite. You know.
So you're asking Killian to bite you. Got it.
I pointed at the creatures first. I'm just letting him know there's biting creatures over there. That these guys will bite us.
I'm messing with you, dude. I figured that's what you were trying to convey.
I get, I really get into my character.
What'd you say, Killian?
I said I'm now on my way to bite the creatures, as directed.
Come on, man. Come on. Oh, another party member.
Back
No.
in my training, I believe we call this a full frontal assault.
How's your death roll?
No, if Killian wants to say that he knew what you meant, that's fine. I just have to, mess with it a little bit. Worst case scenario, that's what you go with, right? Hey, there's a giant creature. It seems to be predatorial. Let's go engage it.
So whose jaw strength is stronger?
We can. You got your test meters?
This is like the orcs
I
approach
do.
things.
You can both take a bite at it, Zal, and see who makes a bigger dent.
Oh,
You have
jeez.
Zal be the test. See
Yeah,
who has better bite
poisonous,
strength.
so I'm poisonous.
Mel,
so
do you
just
produce
go ahead and try.
psilocybin?
Did
Yes,
what?
I do. Yes, I do actually. I have illusion spell that is directly fluffed into the psilocybin.
Fun times.
I usually microdose, but I'm out right now, so sorry guys.
He should have called his character LST instead of Zal. Because LSD is just what you need from the shrooms.
Well, that's what psilocybin that grows on shrooms. LSD is what grows on wheat.
I know. It was abbreviated. Is more the point.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's just like, oh my god.
Anyways, how close are they to the building and all that? Since I'm assuming you're radioing back to us. If not, Deacon is.
Well, we can't.
We'd be providing updates.
Very, very whispery upgrades.
You can do it in text.
With your computer underwater.
For some reason, I imagine holographic wristwatches.
It depends if that's what you got or not.
All right. Well, I
Are they waterproof?
Get up and yell at us then.
Does our AI companion function like Hey Siri?
Oh, jeez.
I don't think so. I think he enjoys being a little more autonomous than Siri and a little bit more.
Are you talking about AK?
Yeah, because there's 2 AI now, isn't there?
3 technically.
Oh yeah, right. Technically, there's 3.
Assuming that he is an AI SC4.
Let's say AK is Bigsby.
So, you eventually find a area that looks like it is a entrance point. And you notice those large creatures swimming not far from it.
Oh, lovely.
Can I sort of check the entrance to see if there's anything inside it?
You mean like see if there's any other creatures inside it?
Yeah.
You would need to stealth up to it for that, so it'd be a new stealth roll just because it's kind of a different phase. And you're getting quite a bit closer.
Alright, what do you guys think? Should I do that?
I mean, you can give it a shot.
Can I ask, out of character question? How big are these creatures? I mean, do they look like that? Me and Killian, can't can't take one out or whatever and scare the other one away or something? I mean, like, are we absolutely afraid of these characters?
There's a few different sizes of them. They range anywhere from a bit bigger than H8 to probably able to swallow you whole.
That's not a good idea. We're not going to go that route. So I don't want to have to eat. I don't want to have to use my spores to get out of them.
I mean, all you have to do is dive in its stomach and it'll die from poison.
Oh yeah, like Waterworld.
No, he exploded it from the inside out with spears. That was fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
I love that.
Good reference, though.
I think I'm gonna take the Drax approach and just stab my way out. In all seriousness, though, if we're too far away to actually like see into the entrance, do these things appear to be just kind of hanging out, or are they like moving in a direction?
They're moving in different directions. You see a few of them sometimes scuffle with each other, but mainly they're just moving about. Every so often you do see other aquatic creatures that like swim by, and sometimes that'll get their attention to go and attack them.
I would like to mention on the little text pad that we need a distraction. We need you to go kill a large mammal. Damn, it's not H8.
Maybe it's not a mammal. Is it a mammal?
No, we need you to go kill a large animal and throw it as far away from you can, and make it bleed into the water. We need you to go kill a large animal and throw it into the water as far away as you can from us. So
or
we
you
can
just grab a bunch of fish with a net and throw them somewhere.
Well, you do what you want to do. I just was giving a suggestion.
Are there any schools of fishes or anything like that down there?
There's a few different schools of fish. There's definitely fish in the
gotta
water.
kill
There's
every
definitely
fish, then. You
wildlife.
want to kill all those life forms?
What is the maximum range of your missiles, Dex?
25 squares, so what, 125 feet? Right? 5 feet per square?
So we've just barely descended off the coast, and these things are still fairly nearby.
Well, no, you guys kind of swam for a ways. I shortened it. Narration-wise, I shortened it.
Okay. So how far out are we?
So it's probably... Doing a quick calculation. You probably descended diagonally at least 500 feet.
Oh, wow, that's a swim.
That's a pretty serious swim, yeah.
Yeah.
How did we... You know what, never mind. Okay.
How did you get there?
Well, more, how are we down this far and staying down this far without, like, any kind of dive equipment?
You have your air pocket, which allows you to go for a while, and you probably surfaced once during your trip out, just to make sure you top it off. Deke has a rebreather, so he's able to go for quite a while, and Zal has a 8-hour air supply.
Okay.
I didn't know it was that far away, or I would have joined them. I thought it was a lot closer to the land than that.
No. Yeah,
Do you guys have a way to get out on the surface of the water?
H8 would just kind of sink.
Yeah, I wouldn't get close to the water.
I don't know if SC over here has a hover thing where you can hover above the surface of the water or not.
Can I?
I don't know.
Can you?
Kuzak, I believe he can swim just fine.
If we could make a noise somewhat far afield, that would do the trick.
It's way better than killing an animal and letting them all go over and feed on it. Yeah, that's way better.
I mean, you could set them into a feeding frenzy and hope they don't get you in the mix.
Are you kidding me?
Actually, if you guys move slightly up the coast and then make a relatively large noise, you could probably get back to us before they return to where they were.
I mean, hey, H8, do you want to stomp on a bunch of stuff over here while we go that way?
Probably not.
I mean, if it'll help, I guess I'm bored anyway.
You're bored. You're an AI. You just
Yeah,
you just
so
sit
you know,
dormant.
H8 just kind of slowly walks down the beach.
Stomping along the way.
Yeah, just stomping along the way.
Breaking logs and everything else.
Yep.
Driftwood demolished.
Yep.
Keep in mind the vibrations in the water versus vibrations on land. When they switch through from one medium to another. So more of the noises he's making is probably alerting creatures in the forest more so than those underwater.
I just did what I was told. I don't remember. I don't know the science of it.
I'm pointing this out to the people who would. The characters who would, I should say.
I'll be right back in a minute.
Problem is our combat inland, or in water, is limited still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could shoot one of them and pull them this way. That would work. They probably swim pretty fast, though.
Concept for them I kind of see is probably similar to like Subnautica's Leviathans. Kind of that serpentine
Giant eels.
creatures, yeah. Predators.
No, he can swim faster than me.
Who?
Kuzak.
Yeah.
He just has a sword, not a blaster. According to this sheet, anyways.
Yep. So, you guys could try to use one of the branches of a tree or something, or a tree to make something to float out there. Or you could try to find other materials. You could try to just swim out there, in which case H8 is probably going to walk out there on the bottom of the...
Yeah, I'm not swimming. That's for sure.
Unless they give you flotation.
On the bottom.
I mean, as long as I'm waterproof, then yeah.
I mean, we waterproofed you last session, but...
Oh, I don't remember that actually being a thing.
Yeah, you and SC. I made sure all the seals were nice and airtight, watertight. Doesn't mean it won't eventually corrode whatever metal you're made out of, but, you know, temporary solutions.
No, I mean, it's at least a step in the right direction to help make it possible instead of expose all the electrical circuits to water.
What is AJ made out of? Like, cheap tin or what?
Oh.
Really, really old metal.
Old but resilient.
Like Mandalorian style metal or beer can style metal?
That's a good
Is
question.
H-shape made of old enough metal that we should be concerned about asbestos?
Maybe.
Oh.
I'm just giving you all cancer this whole time.
Well,
If
that's
you were
actually
a
from
local
your
adventure with
I'm
Agent
fine.
42.
that's from your power bank leaking. It's just slowly leaking radiation.
I think they would have picked that up while it was still in the academy.
Nah, the academy didn't think it's a big deal to have all their students get radiation sickness because they have a display piece.
Yeah. Raft
Yeah,
wouldn't work. He weighs too much.
depends on the size of it.
Well, yeah, but it'd have to be enormous to offset his weight.
So here's a thought. If you make like a small boat or a small raft of some kind with like a fin to direct it, and then attach one of your rockets to the back of it and light it, how far out into the water would that push it?
No idea. They're not meant to be used that way, but it'd be interesting. Don't forget, it explodes at the end.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Don't you think you guys should have got a boat back when we were at the quartermaster, like an inflatable raft?
Why would they have a boat?
An inflatable raft, like a lifeboat.
Okay, that helped for you and the rest of us, not H8. He'd just sink it.
He can walk across the bottom like a undead.
I mean, I pretty much could.
Well, it depends on how deep it is. Deep enough and it'll just crush you, so... Still non-option, really. If that's a thermal vent that we saw down there, then you melt before being crushed, or both at the same time.
It depends if he decided to dive into the thermal vent or if he maneuvered to the entrance.
Into it.
No, I don't see a problem with that. I see that as an absolute win.
I mean, to be honest, no one knows what's going to happen to me if I go down this and into the bottom.
Nope.
Depends on how deep it is. I mean, it'd have to be pretty deep for it to actually damage you, but...
Do you believe he's talking to him about his top secret backstory?
No. I honestly don't know what would happen with... Yeah, I mean, he might start rusting right away. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking about giving H8 a fear of water for some reason. It's he's like, no, I'm not going into the water, no.
Well, I mean, legitimately, why would H8 know what would happen if that was if he was?
Yeah, clearly. I mean, the only way he would know is if he, had previously been in water.
Right.
And remembered it.
See what happens for shits and giggles at this point. Is there some driftwood I can attach my seeker missiles to and launch them a little bit away, at an angle away from where Killian and the group are right now?
Sure. What size of timber do you want? Keep in mind these missiles that you have are more like the missiles on KOTOR 2 that what's her name had.
Yeah, they kind of need a target. I can target an area. Maybe. No.
Could throw a piece of driftwood out and then have you target the driftwood.
True. But they're really far out there. That's the big problem. Because I'll have to swim out still, even with it. Otherwise, I won't get in range. Well, it might pull them closer to... Well, yeah, it might pull them closer to us. That would work. We're on land right now.
So up to you. What do you want to do?
And see, I'm not wasting rations on it. That's for sure. That one took us 7 days to get out here.
Just throw all your food in. Hope for the best.
Procure a stick and a piece of line and start fishing. We'll get there eventually, fellas. We'll have food for them yet. So give us a day or two.
Probably
We'll have
trying to
enough food maybe
feed
draw one of
them
these
isn't
guys.
a very viable option.
No, I know it's.
So probably finding a different solution would be better. What other solutions or options can you guys think of?
Shoot it, bring it towards the shore, and have him crush it.
There's more
That's
than
my thought at
one.
the moment.
So which one are you going to do that to?
Depends on if they can move on land or not. If they can, it gets all sorts of terrifying.
Do you still have your freeze ray?
Yep.
How many shots do you have with that?
It's a trick,
I
so I
have
can
an
use it
idea.
as many times as I want.
I have an idea. Are you familiar with the spell cause fear?
I don't know what a spell is, but I'm aware of the effect that you're trying to talk about.
What if I cast it on all these dumbass fish?
Okay. I mean,
To do
if
what?
they have to run away from you, maybe.
My point, I'm just trying to get on land. I mean, you guys got to fend for yourself. I'm kidding. We'll figure something out once y'all get over here. I'll cast it again.
So I mean, if Killian, Deke, and Zal want to swim back to shore and talk with Dax and them, that's fine.
No.
I mean, I think causing fear is not necessarily a great idea because we don't know if they're just going to charge us. We don't know which direction they'll go in. I would vote to return to shore so we can find either some way to distract them or come up with a better plan.
Okay, Dax with his arrogance is going to use like a minor illusion and make a really big
Really? I
fish.
can do illusions?
Okay, smartass. Zal is not happy with this idea of going back to shore because he's already going this far. He's running out of air and all this stuff. So he just says, minor illusion. He's going to cast the biggest fish that he can at these where try to chase these fish off the other fish.
The big predators?
Yeah.
So you're going to create a giant prey.
What distance
right
does
in
that
front of
go?
the predator.
I don't have the list. I need your help.
Because I believe it was only like...
Probably like 30 feet.
Yeah. Somewhere between 30 and 120 feet is kind of what I was
Man,
thinking
damn,
it probably
it's
was.
harder than I thought.
So,
Without
I
a
mean,
spell list.
you can
Everything
create
is spell
that, however, some of them would be towards your direction, in which case you might get their attention.
Okay. I can see you have other. No, this is not working out in my mind. Raven, what does Mind Sliver do? I can't remember. Raven.
Give me a second.
You said minor illusion, right?
No, I have Mind Sliver also. I'm trying to figure out a way to get around this shit.
I'm having. I have to check 1 second. I don't have that opened up.
Minor illusion is 30 feet from you.
Mind Sliver.
Yeah, I know, I get that. I was just telling you so that you're aware.
Yeah, I'll creep up on him. I'm a ninja.
Mind Sliver is 60 feet, verbal component. Yeah,
Oh, that's
one
not
action.
gonna work. Verbal component is not gonna work.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mind Sliver is 60 foot.
Okay.
So both of them you're gonna have to get pretty close to do.
I use my text messenger, which is pretty damn low tech, to ask Killian what's his plan. Since he's the alligator and I'm in a spacesuit.
I mean, the plan as I had suggested it was to go back to shore so we could come up with a better plan.
And say because you're in a suit, you can talk, and he should be able to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that seem like going the wrong way?
Well, if you want to go head on into the predators, be my guest, but I'm still going to head back to shore.
I'm coming with you, man. I got your back.
You do notice the predators do continue to move around. They're not like camping the entrance. They don't seem to care about this structure.
Alright, I mean...
More of an obstacle than anything else.
What does the rest of the party think? Should I just stealth up to the entrance and see if I can slip in?
I mean, you could watch their movements, wait for them to move away, and then try. The best chance. Or if you're sure we can distract them by making a mess in the water. But depends on what they're attracted to.
How many days did it take us to get here? 7?
Yeah.
Okay. It took us 7 days to get here. I guess, like, we could just sort of make camp on the shore and wait for them to move on.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, during the time you've watched them, some have come and gone and stuff. They're not staying put. There's a few of them that are like bathing near the heat or swimming down in the trenches, some enjoying the warmth and stuff, but they're not staying near the entrance. They're just moving past and moving around. So if you want to try to sit up and gauge their movement, see if there's a pattern you can, or you can just watch for an opening and try to go. I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't have to camp to try to move in when they're not there. That's if setting up camp to monitor their movements would be more.
Swim out there and throw a grenade in the water and see if they scatter. Seems more effective at the moment.
You're gonna swim all the way out there and toss a grenade?
Sure, why not?
Okay. How far can you toss a grenade?
That's a good question.
With them little
that might
squiggly
actually
arms,
get me too close.
That's why I mentioned it.
50 feet. Yeah, that might be a little too close. I'm not that fast, unfortunately.
I thought I'd warn you before having you just try it, because, you know,
Yeah,
kind of like I was mentioning to Zal in his illusion. Didn't say it wouldn't work. Just you might not want it to work.
I'd have to get too close.
You'd more need to have a remote charge that you could set off like that. If you're trying to get the distance that you're saying.
Alright, I'm going to observe them for an opening then, when they're far enough away that my swimming up isn't going to cause a huge problem, and try to stealth up.
Roll a perception check.
Okay, sorry.
And then a generic d20 roll, just for kind of giving me an idea of... Basically, it's a luck roll for how long it takes before your opening shows up.
Can someone roll dice for me? Because my ping is a problem.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Alright. A 19 and an 18 were just both rolled.
So, I mean, that would give me a 24 to my sneak, and then an 18 on the luck roll.
So you're able to watch them fairly well. It is lower light down there because it's deep, right? But your ancestry kind of makes it a little bit more easier for you to be okay with than some others. given your dark vision. And you're able to watch them, and you see an opening where they're turned away and seem like they're going different directions, where you think you should be able to make it before there's another one that has their eyes on the entrance.
Follow him.
You're going to follow him?
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you roll stealth checks.
Didn't I just do that?
No, perception and luck. Basically, how well you could see them, make sure you didn't miss any of them.
Inspiration.
And then
Can someone roll a stealth
yeah, I was
check
going to say,
for me?
did you want Dax or someone to roll that for you?
Oh, my goodness.
Here.
Can I use 2 inspirations?
A 10 is what I got when I rolled for you. Unless someone else was going to roll for you, but no one else was.
Want my 18 back.
I've got a +3 from my dexterity and +2 from perception, so that's still a 15.
Okay. On stealth or perception? This was the stealth to move through and up to the location.
Right, so that would have been the stealth roll, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we rolled well to pick our window, it shouldn't be too terribly difficult.
Right, and that's kind of why I had you roll that first. To kind of set
Is
the
it more
DC a little
difficult
bit.
than an 8?
Potentially.
I've already burned 1 inspiration.
I mean, I'll take my 15, because that's not terrible.
Yeah, you can only do 1 per roll, technically, if you look at 5e rules. Because once you have advantage, you have advantage. And that's what using inspiration does.
I disregard that rule. I take an 8 then.
I mean, you can take the other option if you want. Go disadvantage. So,
What does that mean, go disadvantage? I know what disadvantage is, but what does it mean to go disadvantage?
I was just saying you could go the disadvantage, meaning taking the lower roll instead of the higher roll.
Oh. Yeah. I don't want to do that one.
Alright, so you guys are able to swim up there, and they actually start a bit of a scuffle that gets some of the attention of the others. But you guys are able to duck in unseen. You think.
Ooh. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo!
Okay, so we're inside the thingy now. Are there
So-
any immediate threats?
There's an archway that goes in to some doors. And you can tell that those doors have 2 sets of doors. Basically a pressure chamber.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to roll investigate expertise in investigation. I want to
Okay.
roll an investigation to try to understand this building. Try to understand what I'm seeing.
Sure.
I have expertise and then a +4, so I have +8. And I needed it because I got a 12. Killian, did you touch my dice?
So there's a pressure chamber where you, based on your understanding of, aquatics, you have the wood chamber opens up, and then it closes behind you, pressurizes, flushes all the water out, and then opens up the second set of doors, so you can actually
So
get
it's
into
an
the structure.
airlock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, is there an obvious way for us to open it?
You do see a control panel, but the language is one you don't know, so you're not sure which method is used to open it. It does seem to be electrical, and it does seem to be currently active.
I
Is
make
there-
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Killian. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to stomp on you.
Is there a way for me to hook my communicator to it? Like a port of some kind?
Not that you're able to see. But the shape of everything here does look familiar. Something about an oval shape that you've seen before.
Okay. Can I try to just sort of intuition my way through the control panel?
Sure. Roll a d20.
Can you roll that?
You hit
Yikes.
some
Mine are just as bad as yours.
You start hitting some buttons and do some things, and nothing seems to be no response. If you'd gotten any lower, there would have been a response. Don't worry.
Zal walks over and he says, would you mind if I try?
Go for it, dude. We don't have any other options down here.
Keep in mind, if you try too many times, you also increase the chance of failing.
So what would it be?
Roll a d20.
Plus intelligence?
Just a d20.
Oh, come on, man.
You have nothing to really base the intelligence aspect on it, because it's completely foreign to you.
17. So I guess the 17 is going to have to work.
Like, you hit some... You basically start poking things on it. You've never interfaced with anything like this. You have no clue what you're doing.
The door opens.
It does.
So it did open?
It does.
So I'll move.
And there's another panel inside. But you know you have no clue what you did to get that result.
I mean, there should only be two options now that we're in. Closed door, open other door.
Can I make an intelligence check to remember what I did?
You can roll an intelligence check, and if you pass, it'll give you a bonus to your luck roll to cycle bit.
The 20. It was a 20 and it rolled to a 5. I demand a reroll. No, okay, I got a 5. Well, I got a 9. I got a 9, and I thought I could remember to pass the information on Dax whenever they get their ass over here.
Yeah, you're not sure.
We haven't been told what's going on, so...
I've been radioing you with updates.
He said he's stealthing in. My guess is Deke probably stayed back to...
He's not very stealthy.
Be the indication point for you all and help you know where to go. And no, he's not very stealthy.
Well, I mean, now that we're inside this little door, I can sort of radio relay through Deke back up to the shore. So I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah, Dax, you hear what they're doing? You hear they bumbled their way through the first control and got the door open.
Bumbled?
The first door of the airlock.
Wow. Wow. Bumbled. Huh?
Alright, so they might die in there.
You don't know what you're doing. You can't identify what they are. You got lucky and hit the right keys.
Fungi intelligence.
Well, I don't know how well SE4 can swim. Do you have little propulsion? You hover, or do you walk? I forget. For some reason, when I looked at your character last time, I was thinking he looks like he's hovering. So
he is crashing a lot. He keeps messaging me saying I keep crashing. I don't know why.
At least his little droid thing here on the table looks like it's hovering.
What? Who's crashing? Oh, Adobe's crashing, not
you.
I'm sorry.
I'm here. So
hi.
Yeah, the miniature you have is hovering. I would have liked the one I tried to make hover, so it's up to you if they hover off the ground and they can hover off the water. Specifically, all I have is almost 25 feet.
Gotcha.
So, what are you doing?
Can I move onto the water without sinking? Is the water a buoyant enough surface for me to traverse over it without voluntarily descending below? Because then he's going to say, well, sure, you can stay above, but you can't go below ever. I'll have to get HA to pull me down.
Actually, that could work. You could attach yourself to H8 and slow his descent.
If I
Who said
A fraction.
H8's going into the water. That's the thing. No one said H8's going into the water.
Nope.
Are we going in the water? So I looked. Just wait for Dax input from Dax.
Well,
We got
wondering if you could hover across the water
two
too.
AIs over there with an AI master. This
So-
is jacked up.
Roll some science tools to see. It's basically you're investigating his actual motive capability.
Would you?
God, it's so
do you bring that
bouncing.
up? Do you bring it up to SC4 because he's good at science tools?
I mean, it's also your own body, so hopefully you know.
He has. Let's just put it this way: 8 plus. He has advantage on it. He's all science based.
Well, then you can help me with examining yourself so I can get more than 17.
All right, fine. Let's see. I got advantage and proficiency. I took expertise, so
So he should also have a readout of his own parts, so that should help, right?
I mean, you would hope. You're not sure if they installed that nice feature in these archaic models. Or a more
Okay, that
civilized
is-
age.
it's a 19 to determine his physical capabilities in relation to water.
You would be able
But-
to turn it off and go into the water.
But
by
I
default,
still-
he's hovering.
Hmm?
Oh, on top, by default, he's above the surface, though, hovering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kinda like-
Okay,
That's what I wanted to know.
question. No. There is another question in a sub question. Underwater, can he still move at his speed? And be can he self-propel himself through water?
You would be moving slower. But you
Slower
think-
than 25. Wow. Okay.
You think you'll be able to move some, but it is going to be more difficult.
Oh, I think like everybody else, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a swim speed? Okay, yeah, that's perfectly.
But
adequate.
But is Dax big enough to carry him so that they can both move faster than they would separately? Well, no, wait, that wouldn't work. Never mind.
I don't think anybody has a
Oh yeah,
swim
did they
speed.
report like if the building has a ramp, like if H8's actually walking on the bottom of the ocean, or what this lake or whatever this is, will he be able to walk up to the entrance?
Yes, because the entrance has actually, the ground is filled in some, and the entrance is not actually above the surface of the floor anymore.
Interesting.
So it's
Okay.
you're able to walk in, and when they open the doors, kind of it slid in some dirt.
And the doors are open right now, so let's all just dash in. Sounds like a plan.
Real quick, do I look around for any kind of ramp kind of or bridge kind of like mechanical sci-fi shit that I might spread across the lake to help people get in here? Just real quick, just a quick eyeball.
Nope,
All
not
right,
from what you
thank
can see here. You're underwater in an underwater entrance.
You guys are on your own.
Yeah, HH's shaking his head the whole time. Just so, I'm not getting in there. How do you know what's gonna happen if I go in there? You don't know. I can't swim.
Can I do a science check on H8 to see if I can determine that?
Keep in mind, H8 was told to go up the beach a ways and stomp, so that's exactly what he said he was doing.
Oh,
So you could go up, follow him as Dax is heading the other direction.
Oh, I was assuming we were back together at this
Okay,
point.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do science check on H8's droid frame. Oh, I forgot that I had advantage on that 11 before. Let me...
You have advantage on the 11 and got an 11?
Well, no. Sorry, I had an advantage on the 11 I rolled for myself, and an advantage on this for science. So he was he's a 22, and if I did roll advantage on my roll to know me, I would have gotten 26 for myself. But yeah, so he's 22 for knowledge on H8's physical form underwater, and it was actually 26.
Based on the work that was done with Dax, you think it would hold the water at bay. However, you don't know the pressure on the bottom. If it's standard pressure, then it should be okay. And you also don't.
I'm going to assume it's standard pressure because of the other two that went down there already. I can educate a guess on that, but... Sorry, go ahead.
You also don't know what will happen from there.
It's still just like, you can't tell me you know, though. You don't sound like you know. He's obviously shaken up by the idea of being underwater.
Assuming standard aquatic pressure for the current mammals, current life organics that are down underwater, you should be able to hold off 99.8% chance of certainty.
H8 listens to all this and then looks at Dax and just like shrugs. Like, tell me it's okay.
Fine.
H8 reluctantly starts walking towards the edge of the water.
Alright, I'm gonna go with Kuzak, and we're gonna go down there as well. And then, since it's really far away,
walks down the slope of the edge of the water very slowly.
I'll keep an eye on H8 just in case.
Before they head underwater, SC4 says to Dax, was that droid designation O? Is this difficult?
I'm not sure. He's a lot older than you are.
As far as you've known him.
It seems fine to me. I don't mind it.
These lower life forms. And then he heads into the water as he's saying that.
I mean, you could hover across the top and go a lot faster than then dive down. That makes more sense.
Do we have an idea of where they are? How far out they are?
We're in the building.
Yes, but underwater, you're in the building.
Uncertain. You may have been able to, if you have,
Get on the old mic, dude.
Beacon's just kind of like flashing in the light back at us, like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
Help me out to the airlock.
Well, that's why I can't see the airlock from up here, but if I have a rough idea.
If Killian would get on the mic and start telling y'all what to do.
You're still underwater. The airlock didn't close. He has oxygen he needs to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess
can,
I'll have to do it myself. Squid creature, Dax, and
By
your
the way,
and your 2 robots. We have
H8
found an airlock. It is at our locators. Coming this way.
Yeah, we would definitely be able to like have some kind of location-based system here.
So I tell the squid-based life form Dax to bring his 2 robots to this location because we found an airlock.
So if we have built-in GPSs in our communicators and stuff, then I will, like GPS equivalents, and I will traverse the surface before I start sinking.
Okay.
Was that okay? Is that okay, D? The way I played that out?
An option. As Killian was...
H8 hears this the whole time as he's slowly walking down and feeling the pressure rise with his blind sense, and just thinking the whole time, the things I do really freaking like this is literally what he's saying to himself in the water.
But
Keep
hey,
it-
you'll get some scanning bonus points once you find
As you can
giant
tell,
eels.
H8 does not like water.
At least you're speaking to yourself now.
Yeah, I mean it's coming out just.
So, keep in mind, Killian does
Actually,
have
no,
limited air supply.
Is there any way I can share my oxygen with Killian? Just like pull the hose off, let him get a hit, and then fucking put it back on.
Potentially, but getting it reconnected would be debatable. You could release the air and it would create a pocket of air in the tunnel, and it would reduce the amount of air available.
That's what I'll do for Killian, and so you can go up there and get him a sniff. I might even put some psilocybin and poison spores in there.
So it's up to you if you want to do that and risk it, or if you want to see if they can all make it here in time and try to open the doors, or if he wants to try
I
to...
just want to blow some air out.
Okay. Since it's an enclosed system, you still have to open it. In which case, then you would be both swimming to the surface of the water inside the tunnel, sharing an air pocket.
Blow it all out. I just have to blow it up for him to go get a sniff.
How are you going to blow it out? It's an enclosed...
I thought I had a valve or something.
You could...
That was for your spores.
Like,
the outer door didn't
if I
close,
pass
did it?
gas, if I pass gas in the suit, I want to just blow that out real quick, you know?
Yeah, if you pass gas in the suit, it stays in with you.
Can't believe I made a fart joke that didn't work.
He who smelt it dealt it inside the suit.
A dime. Quick thing for the 2 droids,
Yes.
the robots. Are we allowed to communicate underwater through our communication devices?
That's a good
Because-
question.
Because we are not. I realize there may be an external speaker, but it is a digital thing, and our communication devices are more digital than physical, I guess, like everyone else's would be.
I could see that being possible. As long as there's not other interference and you're not too far apart.
I mean,
Sure.
yeah, if we're both connected to the same local network, we should be able to communicate that way, correct?
Right, but as you know, the signals don't always reach.
Wi-Fi direct.
Oh yeah.
However-
I get that.
And how does Dax communicate again? Besides in his language, is he?
Dax, he flashes his lights.
He sticks a tentacle up H8's butt.
Is that how communicating?
No, that's not how he's communicating. No.
You're way too into butt stuff today.
So So how was Dax communicated with everyone else before?
He has a translator, I remember.
Yep.
Oh, no, yes.
All right, lights at people.
He has a translating device that allows him to speak common. He communicates via bioluminescent alterations. And with technology devices, he can communicate with them via touch.
Alright, so the basic one is a common translator. But there are other ways
Mm-hmm.
to communicate with them, for me, that is.
Yeah, if he touches you, he could communicate with you clearly, fully.
Okay, so did I accurately locate the ruins?
No. You accurately locate Deke.
Oh, that works.
Accurately locating Deke will work, because Deke can accurately locate us.
Oh, that's probably why it works. He can get your attention.
The music just stopped. Oh wait, no, it started.
So,
It was funny because I literally had the split-second thought that the music stopped as well. I was like, oh no, the track just...
Great minds, great minds.
Don't you ever say that. Ever!
so H8,
Yes.
you're walking along. And you can feel vibrations. It's a nice thing. However, the ground doesn't vibrate. You also don't have dark vision. You also don't see that there's a drop-off.
Oh, come on, I would feel that.
Would you?
Light sense. Could you not feel every little bit of water pressure difference? So every time I took a step,
You
it
feel
should be like a radar.
somewhat.
Now you're just messing with me. It's fine.
A little bit.
I get it.
A little bit.
We'll get a tow truck.
It's not fair. I get
a crane
blind
over
sense,
here. Don't
but
worry.
But no, blind sense doesn't work. Okay.
Well, blind sense. If you read the description, it actually says it picks up creatures and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
okay,
it gets very
fair
fuzzy.
enough,
It gets
fair
very,
enough,
very
fair
fuzzy when you
enough.
start talking about structures.
Fair enough.
So, what I was actually going to say, due to having blind sense, I'm actually going to give you a perception roll to see if you identify it before you step over it.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's something.
So,
I mean, knowing how I roll, it probably won't be
you know,
something.
it's
Probably a 20.
Let's see. What's my
they did all leave you without any, light or dark vision. So,
I mean, I reluctantly actually went in, so
Didn't I say that I was keeping an eye on him? I thought I did.
he did. I had a 14 on perception.
okay. You see it just in time. You can do a dex save to not go over, because the ground's also a little bit soft.
Oh, I don't like dex saves. Don't like dex saves at all.
You prefer acrobatics?
They're the same to me.
I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Oh, I get a whole 4. You know what? I'm using my inspiration.
Alright.
Screw that. It's sliding a lot. It's not bouncing much.
Which is odd.
13
Yeah.
on the dice.
Yeah,
Alright.
I see the 13.
And what's your dex mod?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I have a 13. That was 13. That's it.
Just be glad I got a -1.
So you're able to partially catch yourself. but you still slide down. But instead of just going over the edge and getting to roll for your landing and how much vibration you caused, you're able to slow your descent
Okay.
enough where you're not sending out a shockwave as you land on the ocean floor, on the rock bottom.
Just my hands just like dug into the to the rock.
Yeah. Well, it was more like soil and stuff there, and then it drops off
Oh, okay. Yeah.
into.
What kind of robot doesn't have a grappling hook, like gun or something?
I really do have
Why?
to look into something like that, though. No, I've been thinking about that.
What kind of fungal creature doesn't prepare and have a suit that allows them to, not die?
How many fungal creatures
Anyways.
do you see in sci-fi?
More than you think. So,
So I'm sliding down the side of a.
yeah. So Dax is going along and he's like, oh yeah, I should look. And he sees
And I
H8.
immediately tap Kuzak, and we both go over there to try and pull him back the other way.
Good
Well,
luck.
Since we're
He-
good swimmers.
Well, no, I mean,
He's
I'm
heading the
going
right
down
direction.
Anyway. Yeah,
He's
I'm
heading
going
the right direction. It's just whether he sends out an alert or not.
Okay, we'll go over and stabilize him.
Okay. Yeah, so they're able to help you settle down easier and disrupt less and gain less attention.
Like, did he trip on something, or what? What?
No, I just don't have dark sense, so it was so dark I didn't see the ledge. And
I hand you one of the 2 flashlights that I have. Because normally it's not an issue.
Keep in mind, shining a beacon in the dark.
in the dark, and
Well, then I'm just a
Deep
giant beacon
water.
for these things anyways, so they're going to be
oh, that's
drawn
right,
to us.
you would be.
I mean, not completely wrong, not completely right.
Question
It's a little
is, who
lower.
has-
I feel like I'm watching the Special Olympics right now.
Kind of.
Who has?
Well, you don't
guys-
see any of this. You're in the little thing, still waiting for us.
I'm sorry, out of character. I feel like I'm watching the Special Olympics.
I'm just wondering who has Kai's flashlights.
He took them with him. They were too
Yeah.
powerful.
Yep. Kai
Well,
took everything with him.
Technically, that you could say that they were
They're like evidence
Enemy-
in a drawer somewhere.
no, Academy property, so they would be turned to,
Oh yeah.
including the rifle and all that lovely stuff.
Yep. However, that's not.
Spill my drink.
That's neither here nor there. So, I need H8, Dax, the guy who's not here, so we'll skip him, to do endurance or con saves.
Con saves?
Con
Basically, yeah.
Why con save?
How quickly you're able to push yourself to get there quickly to determine if Killian's going to have any air difficulties waiting for you all.
How acrobatics and me being good in water.
Whoa,
I hate everything.
Whoa.
No, I'm taking one.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
There's no way I'm using a goddamn. I'm getting a goddamn one. My bad.
Look, I'll give you one of mine. Okay, I have 2 today for. I'll give you mine.
There we go. There we go.
You rolled twice.
What?
Yours hit the other dice there, so you got a 20 and a 15.
I didn't see any 15. There's no 15 on chat.
No, there's not one in chat, so it didn't count it as a roll. It was just funny because I watched them hit each other,
Oh,
and you bounced off.
I don't care. It counts, and that's a +4, so that's a 24.
You owe me an inspiration.
No, I took it from the
No, I
Put it
gave you. I gave you my inspiration.
Yeah, and he
No, I didn't see that.
was put back into the
All right,
pile.
so you guys get there right as Killian is like, "I'm gonna have to get air," and you
Do I get-
just get lucky enough to avoid the serpents.
I
Well,
didn't have to-
if he lets me know that he needs air, I'll pop the suit.
Well, also, I was descending at the time. Did I have to roll or anything?
You went with Deke, and Deke kind of showed you the way down.
Oh, so then I can be there and I can get him oxygen.
You have
Or,
oxygen?
No, I can maybe get inside. No.
What do you mean?
You might be able to use some of
there was
your science tools.
You mean
to
cycle
figure
the
out how to-
airlock?
I thought someone said there was an airlock, so I could cycle the airlock and get him inside. Too.
But
Someone
you
can.
You also might be able to use my suit and figure out how to release enough air for him to get up there without taking all my air.
So,
True.
you guys are now all in the airlock together. Killian is looking like he's a little uncomfortable. What do you want to do? You need to decide quick.
Perhaps a transfer of oxygen from this organic to the other.
Is that what you want to try?
Well, that's what I say. Does anyone... That's what he says.
I nod. I nod.
Then I will...
I'll work on the airlock.
Okay. So you touch the
He's
panel?
doing that. Well, I investigate it first since we've been dealing with these things a few times now.
Okay.
Hopefully I figured something out between the research data and the folder that the professor's given us and what I've found out through exploration.
The language is still unknown. This looks to be a panel, and it does seem to be active, similar to the one you found on the ship that you so delicately removed from existence.
Hey, no, I fixed part of it, okay? I still have all the crap shoved in my brain, too, so... Hopefully I can figure it out from that. With the...
What? What would you like me to
Okay.
roll?
5.
For them, science tools.
Science tools. Okay, intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, +6.
And Dax, what'd you say?
I got 17. I'm assuming it's going to be science tools or repair tools, one of them.
To cycle the airlock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Except when
And
you touch it,
+7.
to do so, you hear, "Welcome. What are you doing here?"
Interesting. I would love to speak with you, but can you cycle this airlock before we die? Or one of our members does, please?
Granted.
Thank you.
The door shuts and air comes in. The interior door doesn't open yet.
Well, I got an 18 on sharing oxygen.
So you start sharing the oxygen, and all of a sudden the door shuts. And he gets breath, and then the compartment fills with air.
Please fix that. Put it back how you had it.
What? You want it to fill with water instead?
No, put my air back. Put the air hose back on.
He does it very slowly because he knows his oxygen now. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove my air mask thing now that I've got air.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I guess I will take the next few seconds to drain my guns of water.
Start doing some field maintenance and sitting down and taking a breath. Long, deep breaths.
Yes.
I've got 2 pistols and a shotgun that I need to field strip and clean. And with my academy training, that will take me a grand total of 19 seconds.
We're just gonna say that Deacon does the same for a shotgun at least.
Wait, you do 3 guns in just over 3 rounds. It's impressive. It's a second per. That's a round per 6 seconds each, approximately.
I have an RPS of 3.
RPS.
Repairs per second.
Oh,
When the airlock opens, I'm not trying to monopolize the game, but when the airlock opens, I'll investigate it again whenever it's my turn.
The airlock didn't open.
But just cycle the air.
The door shut. The other door has not opened yet.
Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize.
However, you looked over at Dax and you saw he touched the control panel and didn't, fiddle with it like you did. He just touched it, and the door shut, and the air came in.
I'm immediately jealous.
Designate Dax, do you require assistance to open or communicate with the computer?
Just need to talk to it for a little bit. Maybe, hopefully. We'll find out. My attention goes back to the AI that's apparently here. It's like, okay, thank you. Now we can talk.
What is your arrival for?
Well, this whole planet was recently discovered in our time. I'm not sure what timeline it was for you. From what we can tell, everything here is extremely old to us.
It has been 3,286 cycles since last residents were here.
That's a long time. How operational are you?
Minimal systems on standby power. Only power source, thermal exchange.
That makes sense. Well, now we have a timeline at least. Is there anything I can do to help to repair your systems?
Unknown state capabilities.
Well, dealing with alien language, so that makes things difficult most of the time. Don't quite understand it yet. We're working on that, but we just recently arrived here, so only had, what was it, 2-3 months on the planet by now?
Mm-hmm.
Out of character? Okay.
A month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Alright. Only had about 2 months on the planet so far.
Status of the makers.
As far as we can tell, if you mean the ones... we haven't found a name for them yet, but we did find some skeletons, where at this point we're assuming they're dead. There are some hybrid species around that are causing problems, and they have temporal abilities or accidental abilities, not sure yet.
You get images of the races that you saw in that first facility.
Yep, those would be the ones.
Have you seen them?
Yes, they were in the first facility we found.
There were only statues there, so you haven't seen any of them. You've seen statues of them.
Oh, I thought you meant the hybrid things.
No, the statues of the alien races that were seen in the first one.
We've only seen statues and skeletons so far.
Affirmative. Reason for coming? Intention and purpose of access?
Exploration and scientific research would be the most accurate, I believe. Yeah. We were sitting here by, was the Galactic Academy for us, which probably doesn't mean anything to you, but...
Designation foreign. Affirmative. You will be monitored.
I'm more than willing to help if possible.
The doors open, and you now see a city before you. Not a large city, very small. But many buildings, very minimal lighting, as there's not much for power. It is essentially the standby or emergency lighting.
My guess would be emergency lighting with thermal power.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said like standby or emergency lighting, depending on how you look at it. But it's the minimal lighting where, yes, there's lighting so you can see, but it's low light. And you can tell that it's not the like main street light sort of thing. It's the walkway lights.
Gotcha. I immediately touch H8 and tell GA the number of years and stuff that I just learned, and the AI here called them the makers.
Signal missing.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh well.
Recorded will be transmitted when signal returns.
Okay, good enough.
You get the feeling that the makers was more of a designation like H8 would refer to his makers.
I was really hoping to get a race name. Might help, or at least we'd have something to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would make something up.
You might have to. So, you now have the city ahead of you. What do you wish to do? Awaken the sentries and start fight?
Make an investigation check on that roll on to try to understand what
investigate the roll.
Was about. Oh, come on now! I had my mic muted when I rolled. I thought he heard me.
Okay, so you're investigating who? Dax and what has happened?
No, an investigation of the city, like just overlooking the city to try to understand. Because I mean, I was very well educated, you know, like so.
Right.
I have an expertise in investigation. I just want to look over and see what I can kind of glance at the city to see about the civilization. See just basically what I can learn, you know. So 17 plus 4 plus 4 is a lot.
So it is better than the civilization you came from.
Wow.
It's more advanced, more skillful, more laid out, more organized. However, it also is very foreign and alien to your understanding. Right.
I share this with my party that my civilization is very advanced and very well technology. I basically give them the tech level, say tech level 3, whatever you want to call it, you know, and that was my civilization, and this is more advanced. You know, I just give that as a broad communication to the party. You're welcome.
I'm the best.
Everyone
Live with
ignores
it.
anything he says.
Sorry, I was too busy laughing at what Raven posted.
You're welcome.
Alright, so what do you wish to do now?
Feed all organics to the artificial intelligence? No. That's later, sorry.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to sort of doing a quick sweep with Deke here.
Oh yeah, I did let them know that she said she'd be watching, or the AI here said it'd be watching us. So try not to destroy anything. It's already in low power.
I didn't say we were going to blow anything up.
No, I'm just saying in general, you know, putting it out there to the group.
Saul sees a perfect opportunity to expand his race. And go kick a couple spores over here, kick a couple spores over there.
Actually, you notice it's a very sterile environment.
No, that's not going to work out for me then.
Do you need organic life to reproduce, or is that just the bartender?
Cold-blooded.
Wow.
Does your medbot have burn cream?
I can alleviate that burn. Yes.
I don't know if you can really alleviate that burn. That's like a 3rd degree burn.
He's already been cremated, guys. Come on.
Need a Bacta tank for that one.
Now those are birds.
But yes, Zal would need some organic material to take place.
Yeah, I would pick up on that right away, and I wouldn't bother.
Actually, we have remains of Cass if you want to use that. Oh, never mind.
Oh my God, you did not say that. I hate you forever.
Ouch.
Wow. Well,
So your 2 characters could be one.
Kai did breach protocol and kind of committed treason, so maybe you could use him.
Sure.
That would be the master race though. Zal and Cass mixed together. It'd be like the master race. The universe would be taken over in 2 months.
I'm not sure you could travel that far in 2 months, but give it a good go.
Actually, do you mind if we take a break? Or
We could do that if you need.
I was just gonna get some water and stuff. So.
Do you guys want to take a 5-minute break so you can figure out how you want to proceed, or do you want to just have people run and grab?
For refresh drink sounds good.
Okay. Then we'll take a quick break. We don't have too much longer, but yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes, and we will press on and see how much progress we can make. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. So, where we left off, our party finds themselves in an underwater alien base, a small city. They just gained entrance, and now it lays before them. What do you all wish to do?
Is Killian back?
Killian, are you back? Negative.
Alright. I'm gonna say, because he said they were gonna have a decrease scout, and that seems like a good idea to me.
Okay. Are you just going to scout straight in? Are you going to pick a direction? Like, what's the intention?
Well, who's scouting?
Are
Because
there any signs around?
the
I have.
entrance actually comes in and splits to the left and right and makes a circular or oval road very similar to what you've seen before.
Okay.
So who is scouting?
You are.
I am.
We go right. Because the dice said so.
Hey, sometimes that's a good indicator.
Did you not request a schematics, a layout of this facility?
Since we're a foreign species, that I don't think she would. But I also didn't ask.
We were allowed to inside the facility,
Yeah.
giving us even a partial layout.
But it's also in low power mode right now, so... Speaking of low power, my light keeps flickering and I'm wondering why.
You're subconsciously trying to communicate. No, sorry.
Actually, Dax, as a retrospective, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
Intelligence perception.
Intelligence, thank you.
Because you're thinking back on it. It's your memory more than anything
Oh,
else.
come on. Where I'm just going to use that. I'll chuck the dice.
I mean, that's what they're there for, man. Is to...
Alright, so 18.
18, okay. So...
Unless it's science, then it's 20.
No, it's not. It is perception. You're identifying where you're seeing an image from. You saw an image of yourselves from the perspective of the machine when you were there, and then you remember seeing a little round node, oval, on the doorway that opened to let you in. And looking around the city, periodically you're seeing these little oval nodes.
Giggity.
No, H8's there. I guess we can inspect the nodes then.
It seems to be a lens, is the feeling you get. What's up, H8?
What was that?
I was gonna say, even though I'm muted, I'm still here.
Okay. And what'd you say, Dan? I didn't hear.
Chips. Sorry, chips.
Oh yeah, definitely a good reason to mute. When you saw it coming in the door, you know it was a lens, so you have a feeling that's probably what they are.
Okay.
Similar to the eyes on those little organic machines, that you saw before.
Okay.
They had it as their eyes.
What's up?
That's disconcerting. Just a little bit.
Well, shared technology.
Yeah. I mean, they obviously made them.
I mean, you kind of already knew that.
So did they
Yeah.
make H8?
No.
No. He's not organic, synthetic. He's a machine.
Are you saying they made me?
Maybe. You said you serve the collective. You don't know what the collective is.
That's very true. Very true. Good point. I am the collective. I mean, I am like a disciple of the collective.
No, you're a subcomponent of the collective.
Okay, fine, yeah. Like, I don't just serve the collective, I am part of the collective. At least the way I understand it from what I read.
Sort of. You are a piece of the collective, as in 40K, demons are a piece of the gods.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Anytime I get compared to a demon, I like it.
I mean, you have horns. I don't know a better way.
Both my characters have horns. That's ironic. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So I don't know a better way to describe it than that, because the 40K way of it fits best.
I like it, and I'm cool with it. I appreciate it.
I don't know how much you know about the 40K world, though. But
I mean, I played 2nd and 3rd edition
okay.
back 16, 20 years ago.
Okay, so you know the Chaos Gods then, and how the demons work.
I played Zinch.
Perfect.
I had a whole Zinch Thousand Sons army.
No, that's cool. I'm making sure that conveyed clearly to you, because not everyone would understand what that means.
Oh yeah, I have a total understanding, Lord. You know, like I'm basically like a miniature Lord of Change, like a pink horror or something.
Yeah, I mean, possibly more than a pink horror, but the point is the same function of that work. So if Zinch was the collective, you are one of his demons. You're not exactly part of him, but you're not exactly not part of him.
I got it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Great analogy too. Great way to make sense of what's going on. I really appreciate that.
Well, that's why I used that one, because it's the closest I could think of that. Wait, this is how it fits. I just feel bad for those who don't know it. It would take another 15-20 minutes to go into describing it and explaining it. So if you want to know, look up the 40K gods and their demons. For now, we're going to focus on the exploration of the city.
Lay off a corn though. Don't read too much about him.
Hey, nothing's wrong with Korn. It's at least not Slanesh. I should leave alone Slanesh if they're going to leave one alone.
I might be more like Nurgle.
Hey, Nurgle and Zinch and Korn can, they're a little bit more understandable.
Yeah, Celeste, the god of pleasure and pain, is kind of BMS DM shit we don't want to get into on stream.
That's an understatement. So we're gonna leave Slanesh alone. We don't go to that one. We don't do Eldar. So, how do you wish to proceed? You said you want to go to the right, Dax? Are you all moving as a group?
I rolled a dice, and guess we'll just start the right direction since it splits. Might as well. We don't have any better directions, so leave it to chance.
Are you
and
touching?
If Julian's willing, then he can. What?
Are you touching the floor, or are you not?
I can be.
I ask you and only you, and I need to know. would you be?
If not, I can like run a tentacle along the wall, just out of curiosity.
What would Dax actually do is what I'm asking. You know Dax's mind better than I do.
I mean, he's probably hovering slightly, but I'd be interested since I already made one contact. Maybe there's another. So I'd have an arm or a hand or whatever going along the wall.
Okay.
Inspecting
Perfect. Good to know.
inquisitively.
I need you to roll a charisma save.
Great. This will end amazingly.
Might as well have H8 rolling. Jeez.
Would you like to roll one too?
That's a
No.
15.
You're able to contain and handle it, but you hear a din of thousands of voices as you're walking along, touching these things, as though every structure here is connected and essentially has an entity of some sort. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean full-blown AI. It could just
something.
Yeah, it could be. Basically, I liken it to, you have an intelligent creature, right? They can kind of communicate and stuff, basic communication. If it's that intelligence or above, you can communicate with it via touch. It has to be able to have enough intelligence to be able to communicate for you to do it. But if it does, then you hear it. And essentially, touching these things, you notice that they all have entities in them, controlling them and maintaining them and communicating with one another. You essentially it's akin to if you had the ability to open your mind and hear all of Legion from Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, so this whole complex, you gather, has multiple subroutine connections, and then there's the main mine.
This is fascinating, but I also take my tentacle off the wall. Headache.
When you touch the floor, or the main structure as well, so there's these substructures, right? A lot of them.
Right.
Like this part connects to the building, this part connects to the street. When you touch the main structure of the city, you feel yourself relink up with the main mind that you did back at the control panel, as though the whole main structure built is all connected as this one big main intelligence that you spoke to earlier, but sub-connects to all these sub-routines and their functions and maintains them.
That's amazing.
So it's more that you weren't expecting it than anything.
Yeah. Huh.
Ask a question? Like, out
Yeah.
of character?
Dax just kind of zones out and starts thinking on that.
Can SC4 update the hard drives on H8 to get some of this information back to the professor? Because I know he doesn't have much hard drive space left.
What?
Does it? What? Doesn't our AI already do that?
She is the one that's recording things about the exploration. The external module that is mounted to H8.
Zal is throwing a pun, saying that H8 has limited functionality and is dated memory and doesn't have enough capacity, and is saying that SC4
well, then you
should
probably
record
want
it.
Max to upgrade the memory. More of an engineer.
And actually, the problem is most of H8's capacity is actually not taken, it's lost.
I mean, he might have to sacrifice some of his lost shit to fucking record all this data.
You don't actually know how much space he has or doesn't have.
I'm just.
And you know what the best
speculating.
part is? No, I know. Guess what the best part is? He doesn't
What?
know either.
Does Zal have any real understanding that this is part of the collective, or potentially part of the collective? Does the collective contact him in any way?
No, this is completely foreign to you.
Okay.
Just because I can recall all this information, I'm going, because I have academic memory, I will be recalling anything I've read in the past month that I understand.
Perfect. You don't actually know anything that happened with Dax that Dax has done, since that's just within his own mind. So you so far have the image of the city recorded.
I mean, H8 would technically see it since I think out loud. Which means GA would probably see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's recorded and he uploads it to her.
Technically, I think that would work.
Yeah.
The problem is no one else understands you're talking out loud. So the rest of you all see Dax over there, like a modem just blinking.
Dax, can you please make us a modem noise, please? Just for posterity's sake.
We need to get that dial-up modem noise for whenever Dax talks. And no, I don't actually ever want to hear that again, to be clear. That was a very terrible, annoying, horrible noise.
I heard that enough in my youth. I'll pass.
Exactly. So, do you continue on with them? Or did you kind of like freeze there, Dax?
Oh, Dax is zoned out at the moment.
Okay. So you guys are kind of moving on, and you see Dax is just frozen there. Like blinking and staring.
I will leave my suit back at the airlock if I was away by whenever we left the airlock. I'll leave my suit back at the airlock so I have all my capabilities.
Okay.
Other than that, I have nothing to add in a sterile environment because there's no organic matter here. This is like the desert to me.
Yeah. What was that for, Dax?
Oh, that wasn't even supposed to be a roll. I touched the dice, but that's just as bad. That's just me, my own little thing to see if I can break out of my spacing out.
I know, you can look at the dice, sometimes it registers a roll. Other times you knock it, hit another dice and nothing.
Yeah. You feel free, Dax, if it helps progress things, to tell H8 what you're saying, or you can say it verbally here and he would be the only one that understands, if it would help progress things.
I did a little bit through this
I
week.
I do hear it. I just don't care, honestly. Like, this side stuff is beyond me anyway.
Well, keep in mind, he's talking about talking to machines, non-organics.
Yeah.
It's the fascination betwin the main AI and the subroutines, how they're connected, possible applications among the fleet.
Stuff. Like, if anything, I would just call him a dork while he's geeking out on this stuff.
Do you verbally say that?
I mean, it grabbed the party's attention.
No, not verbally. No.
Okay.
Oh.
I could see now that you have your vocabulary, you just look at him and are like, dork. Yeah.
No, it's more passive. It's just like dork. Ugh.
So yeah, Killian and Deke have been with you guys long enough that hearing that they're kind of like, pick up on it because your voice is new, and so they hear you kind of under your breath like, Dork. Which, of course, they know you're talking about Dax. Does Killian
Yeah.
wish to react to that?
I don't know if Killian's been with us. Has he been?
Yeah.
Killian's still
sorry.
here.
So Killian, you hear H8 be like, dork.
Killian's like, I haven't got to use my pistols in 2 weeks.
And Dax is just standing there, blinking.
I will, I guess, continue my sweep with Deke. We will continue to scout about. Can I, like, roll inspection or something, or investigation to figure out if there's any kind of, like, traps or defenses that are watching us?
Well, you heard from Dax that you are going to be watched, that you are being watched.
Yeah, I'd like to try and figure out how, though.
Okay. Roll a investigation.
Can you roll that?
We'll let one of your party members do it.
Yeah. Pick one.
Let's go with the 16 that was thrown first.
That actually stopped last.
Yeah, because I had to go across the table.
Yeah, you know.
I
It's
can't
fine.
help it. I got an arm on my dice arm, you know?
So... Is that intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence.
That should be +2 then.
I would like to point out that SC is following along with two of you. Since,
Okay. We'll kind of, I guess, close ranks so that you're not in the line of fire if things do start moving.
because if you guys start moving on ahead and you slowly catching up, you guys slow down for a bit, investigating stuff, and he just caught up, I guess. He's not that he's trying to be stealthy, but he does make a few sounds, so he's not quiet.
Okay, so
Okay.
what was your total?
That would have been 17.
17. Okay. So yeah, you're
I
able
think
to
it was a
determine.
16, so that's 18, right?
Oh, yeah, it is an 18.
Based on what you've seen, what you're looking for, you notice the same thing I mentioned to Dax earlier, that there's these oval-based nodes throughout the city as you're walking along that look remarkably similar to the eyes on the creatures you fought in the first base here. Which tells you believe that those are probably optical nodes.
Okay. I'll sort of radio this theory out to the rest of the party.
And as you're doing that, you do see Dax kind of standing there blinking as he does.
The radio would be enough to snap me out of it after my latest self roll. Be like, oh yeah, she's watching through those, or it, whichever. I'm not sure if it has a preference.
Myself and Kukox would be not understanding what he meant, but probably not asking any questions because it wouldn't really matter to either one of us because we don't really.
If you read the folder, you would know what we were talking about.
I don't know, he Kukox might have. I don't care about these lower life forms.
It's part of the advanced life forms, the hybrid ones.
So you say
Anyways, yeah, well, I'll catch up to the scout group now.
Okay.
Unless something
do
catches
these
my attention all along the way.
optical things present any kind of, or are they visibly any kind of weaponized?
You do not see any visible weaponry. Just these optical nodes scattered throughout the city. Like you periodically see them just going down. There's like streetlights, and every so often the streetlights have them. So basically your guess is that the city is able to monitor the whole city.
Okay. Are there... I mean, obviously we're in a city. Are the doors to any of the buildings, like, open or visibly been opened? Or are they all just closed?
Some are open, some are closed. The buildings you're seeing currently seem to be more like housing, residential.
Okay. Can I guess, try the door for one of them?
One of the ones that are open or one of the ones that are closed?
One of the ones that are closed, just to see if it's locked.
You go up to it and you notice the power in the structure seems to be out. And you don't see like a button to open it. Very similar to the spaceship, actually.
So all the doors are electromechanical then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess
Now I have to go all the way back to camp and grab one of those skulls and bring it all the way back here. Hopefully not.
I guess I'll poke my head in one of the open doors then. And Deke and I will just kind of clear the building.
Okay. You guys clear it and look. There's really nothing of value. You basically get what you kind of expect. It looks like there's some sort of kitchen, some sort of sleeping area and stuff. But it's very foreign to what your standard kind of Galactic Academy and current Galactic Standard structure is.
Take pictures. It's all valuable data.
Okay, so the whole thing is kind of foreign to us then?
Yeah. It reminds
any
you
kind of,
of the ruined city or outpost that you had started to look at that was, dilapidated by the city growing through it. But
Okay. Is there any kind of like a visible written media, like books or anything like that?
nothing like
Signs,
that
anything?
currently.
I'm guessing that this city underwater, because it's been kind of preserved, is more, or it's less dilapidated than what we've seen in the areas we've seen already.
I mean, it did have an airlock, and it has power, even if minimal. So it's probably the best representation we have so far.
Mm-hmm.
Can we sort of... I guess I'd like to check the house for any kind of like a power conduit or visible way that power is getting into the building or would be getting in the building.
You don't see any power conduit or anything like that, but you do notice on the exterior that there's lights running along the road, and so your assumption is probably that the electrical system could run underneath the whole place, since they seem to have lights running along the road, similar to either movie theater or airplanes, how they have that kind of, emergency lighting highlight the row.
Alright. Well, SC, Dex, and, really everybody. I would propose that we follow the wire here. If we're looking for a power source, our best bet's going to be to follow this back to wherever it came from, and we don't seem to be in immediately hostile territory, so...
Yeah, it's running off thermoelectric power right now. Not sure where the generator is, but I would have noticed he was checking out the wiring and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. and everything here is interconnected. The main AI, which I talked to, that opened the doors for us, and then there's a whole bunch of subroutines in all these other buildings. Like, they each have their own. It's fascinating.
So the whole city is conscious?
I'm not sure. But it's definitely like you have a main AI, and then you have a bunch of little sub computers that are all connected.
This is like a whole nother level of wiretap. Okay.
I mean, they were an advanced race, obviously. They were able to hide a planet. And that was 3,000 years ago, so...
Yeah, how advanced
over
are they?
3,000
They're
years ago.
dead now.
My baby girl.
Are they dead?
I mean, just from what we've found, we haven't found any alive ones yet, but
So
considering the power's still running after over 3,000 years, that's pretty impressive. With no maintenance.
Yeah, that's because guess what? Electronics and machinery is better than organics.
But they still have to be built really well to last that long. Kind of like yourself.
Damn right.
Oh, he just said you're well built. He likes your physique.
Alright, mechatronic flirting out of the way.
Right.
Always taking it that way.
I didn't take it as flirting. I just said he likes your physique.
Well, you didn't spend so much time gelling your hair. I mean, people would think that.
Jeez.
I don't know where even this gelling of the hair is coming from, so...
Well, you know those nice big long locks you have on that chrome dome of yours?
Here's jealous. Anyway, we should try and find the generator if we're gonna try and help restore power.
So you guys travel on.
From the way it sounded, it was one of multiple ways of generating power, right?
It was the backup, basically. It's not the most efficient or the best way of actually producing power, but it doesn't
The most
stop.
reliable as a backup.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. Like, that's like saying, the heat of the planet ceased.
It'd be a whole different problem that we're having.
Right. So that's it made sense that would be the fail-safe backup energy, right?
Yep.
It doesn't produce full volume requirement, but it also doesn't quit. And it's a fairly simple mechanism to generate power.
I think if the professor knew about this, he would have a stroke.
That's debatable. I mean, he probably already knows about thermal energy creation.
No, I'm talking about the city.
Oh, I mean, probably not a stroke, but he'd be very excited. But yes, he'd be very ecstatic. So you guys follow it up. Eventually you do come to a section that looks to be more educational. And there is a few segments of it where the road that you're walking on, and the sidewalk, there's areas of it that are actually clear, where they have the glass that they have on the top open to the bottom, where you can actually see down to the junction of these trenches, that kind of basically a crack in the seafloor, where you can actually see all the magma and stuff flowing and the heat just rising. And you see down through there numerous big thermal turbines that are just moving with the heat current, and some fins that actually are like absorbing the heat to create energy. And you can basically see that the whole bottom of the city that is over this thermal junction point is all energy creation to keep things going. Which is probably why they built it here.
Yeah, that's a lot of power generation to just be on emergency power. This place uses a crap ton of power.
Dax would definitely be just like, absolutely. You're like, what?
You do notice one other thing too while you're looking. Four-legged like spider creatures walking around the outside on the bottom, seeming to be doing maintenance on the thermal generators, keeping it running. They look very familiar, however, a lot less, you could say grotesque, a lot less bestial than the ones you've seen.
They're less angry.
That
More
too.
science.
Drones.
They seem like they still have a brain connecting them and not altering their pattern.
Yeah, that makes sense. We need to make sure those generators don't go out, or they'll probably get angry, like the other ones.
But where did the big
Yeah.
mama come from? Out of character.
No. It just popped out of the ground and we kind of smacked it.
Oh
A
yeah.
bunch.
That was,
Thank
keep
you
in
for
mind,
that.
that was over 7 days travel. It's probably like
Right.
8 days travel from where you're at now.
While everyone is doing their thing, SC4 just goes around and just he's not trying to hide it, obviously. He's just nonchalantly scanning everyone, essentially all the PCs, and everyone essentially. It's he's doing critical analysis. Oh, actually, I apologize. No, I can only do one target. Never mind. I don't do that.
Okay.
So he's just, yeah. He does nothing.
So you guys continue on and exit kind of the what seems to be like an educational area, and you get into an industrial area, which is more towards the center of the city. You kind of bend around and start curling up towards the center and doing a loop back, and that's the industrial area. You notice.
I'm debating if Dax would get stuck in the educational area or not.
You tell me.
If
Zal
there's
also-
anything like remotely that he could study, like that looked like it'd be a learning tool or useful to the research going on back at camp, he'd probably get stuck.
Yeah, Zal would also have to make an investigation check to see if he's going to get hung up there too, because he's kind of smart too. And he's also an investigator that's why he's with the Galactic Academy, because we're being an investigator and stuff.
So there's nothing really external on this buildings that are like, hey, come look at us. Inside the building, you don't know because you didn't look. But it seems very clean and neat on the outside. The only devices on the outside are that you can see underneath and see the structure, and then you can look up and kind of see out into the water around. But there's no like devices per se.
What if I touched one of the buildings?
Do you?
I mean, I'm curious enough if it looks like it's an educational center, I wonder. Poke.
Okay.
See if it's the main AI again or if it's one of the other ones.
You notice a different one in the main one. Greetings, how may we help you?
I'm trying to learn about the city and the creators. Or the makers. Yeah.
The
Is there anything
makers
here
are
that
the
could help me?
residences here. Other query is unknown. What do you wish to do? Please state your query.
The language of the makers.
Roll an intelligence save.
Okay. Makes sense. Don't fail me now. Save, so 19.
You guys look over and see Dax starts convulsing.
With a 19? Yikes.
You're having
a lot of data, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're having, what was it, 6 different languages uploaded into your mind?
Oh, yep, that'll do it.
SC moves over to him.
He's just, they're spazzing out.
It'll be fine. I'll get through it eventually.
You can't talk. You are gone.
Sweet. I'm learning a lot right now. It's like being
Now-
jacked into the Matrix. I love it.
How does his...
I'm sorry, I was muted the whole time, but in response, I grab at him immediately to try and like connect.
No!
You're gonna grab Dax?
Yep. Because I see he's obviously in trouble with something, so I'm just
Okay. Roll an int save.
Does he get
I
advantage
have
because
to. I have to. I'm sorry.
Roll an int save. No.
Oh, I got a 20 and it's a 21.
Your mind gets flooded and you have to make a choice quickly.
Oh shit.
Store it or dump it. Because you see the amount coming in is massive.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna make a choice without anyone prompting me to make a choice. I
Yep.
don't like it.
You gotta decide right now, man. Save or dump.
For the record, I was about to touch him too. I just had to ask a question, but go ahead. Make your
Save.
decision.
Save.
Okay.
Would
Save all I can.
Now we'll know how big your hard drive is.
It's a half a terabyte.
You do know that
HDD.
saving could delete some other things.
I think knowing whatever languages we're about to learn is more important.
Okay. So
Oh god.
you guys see H8 go up and touch Dax and is looking about, and like his processing light just starts going nuts.
It's just on. There's no blinking. There's just constant.
And you know that noise?
Blinking so fast it looks like it's constantly on.
Yeah, exactly.
He's putting on the greatest light show ever right now.
And you know when like your system is like going overdrive and you're just like, you know, it's really, really working. Like all of his systems are like whirring and making noise. Like their maximum capacity. Exactly.
Okay. The question I was going to ask, because I was about to touch Dax as well. His the way he connects to computer systems. How is that? Is that any similarity to how? Would I be able to connect to him basically? Because I have
Possibly.
that computer interface as well.
Just grab a tentacle. That'll be interesting.
Possibly.
Well, it's on a suit. Well, I was about to do that anyway because as soon as he started spasming, I was going to examine him. I'm just wondering if that allowed me to connect to him or to the system. But since it worked with HA, it probably will work with him. So he probably grabbed at the same time.
Okay. So roll an int save.
All right, this I actually do have. What is it? +6.
Apparently, I'm going to take all the robots with me.
At some point, someone is going to do maintenance on H8 and see a brief spike in CPU utilization to like 25,000%.
Also, I don't know how much memory I'm losing from all this as well. So
How much of your history is now gone?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm going to stop rolling, but it doesn't count. And I didn't even try to roll that. Hold on. I would like to ask, I'm going to toss in my inspiration to re-roll again. Can I use a bonus action? No, I don't, because I already said I was touch. Never mind, so I can't use a bonus action. Alright, so here's my roll with advantage. Oh, fuck. 13.
How much?
13.
D4 touches and it immediately explodes.
I need you to roll a con save at disadvantage.
Oh, no.
I have a positive con.
I am a stronger bot.
Well, you chose to lose a lot of information to download this, but yeah.
Alright, at disadvantage, there's no point in me rolling.
Never mind.
I got a 2. So not 1.
SC4 is with a
You
short
have
time.
three levels of exhaustion.
Holy crap.
Can I be exhausted?
Yes. Any resistance or immunity to it that you could possibly think of does not apply in this case. Your whole system's shut down and go haywire.
Jeez.
You guys
While I'm
see...
still, like rewriting data at an alarming rate.
You guys
So,
see
basically-
SC4 like shut down and like land on the ground. It's like
Basically, you just see R2D2
Plug into the wrong port.
It's like when a quadcopter hits a tree.
Oh, I'm done.
It's all those at Killian and just shrugs like, what the fuck?
So
What we're gonna do, right?
Killian, Zal, and Deke are there watching this.
They know not to touch Dax right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can't do anything right now. Don't, especially not Deke.
Well, the thing is, it wouldn't do anything to them anyways. I mean, it might to Deke, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it might to Deke. That's the only one. Yeah.
Computers. It's a
Given his personality, he'd just be looking, going, "What the hell?"
oh, these guys are dumb.
Well, honestly, H8 did actually think like, oh,
Right.
there's something going on, not mentally.
H8
but mentally.
makes sense.
Like,
Yeah.
like I have to connect with him to try and help him. That's kind of like what he was thinking.
Right. So after a while, it stops. Dax, I need you to roll a con save.
Oh no. No, come on. I've already. Oh wait. I'm gonna use his inspiration. He's not here.
Fair enough.
Oh no, still not gonna do anything. 14, because I have no bonuses to con.
You get 1 point of exhaustion.
That's fair. That makes a complete sense in this scenario.
It was
I at
basically
least learn a lot.
yes.
Yes, jacked into the Matrix. I learned something.
You notice that their writings are a combination of 6 languages combined. Not one language.
Stop me on that one. I wasn't expecting that. That was good. Oh. Sorry.
So, you saw, basically, you remember seeing like 6 distinct races or sub-races for this group. Each had their own language. So when they united, their script is 6 different languages combined.
Oh, it's not 6 known languages that are combined. It's like
No.
6.
No.
Okay.
The 6 alien races that you saw at the other base.
6 ancient alien languages.
Right.
Right. There are still 6 unknown languages.
Right.
We're
Right.
They're not unknown
getting
anymore.
we're getting 2 levels off this shit when we get back.
I love this. I'm gonna be spending so much time in the nerd camp. I'll be in that tent for a while.
But this is the question I have: is like, how much did I lose?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't
Okay,
know.
so I didn't lose anything since the graduation.
No.
Okay. So if I lost anything, it's a lot further back.
You forgot how to use melee weapons.
No, I think what he's talking about is actual memory and not like.
It's your
motion
future Iron
memory,
Giant
like-
status. Like when you become the Iron Giant, you try to destroy the city.
No. Here, I know what I was doing. That's all I'm gonna say. Like he knows my character's past, and he's.
In fact, you
Oh,
try to
so
recall.
You always share his secrets, huh? Oh,
You
okay.
tried to recall.
He's screwing with me, is what he's doing.
You try to recall the face,
Oh
and it's gone.
no! And obviously, no one knows what face I'm talking about.
No.
But no, H8. He knows what he's trying to remember, and he can't see it anymore.
Yep.
And he kind of walks away. Even as Dax is trying to like communicate with him, like, "Oh my god, we just learned this much," and he just kind of like walks away.
Honestly, I think Dax would just kind of slump to the ground after that, but it'd be amazing. He'd just be processing a lot of.
Dax has a very, very bad headache.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And
But
It's a med bug. They have
Fascination
3 boxes
all over the
three levels of exhaustion. You know,
Yeah.
it probably help him.
SC4 starts
help.
booting back up. And, yeah.
there, you see, not sparks exactly, but like electrical shorts, like for a moment, like for one part to another, but then it dissipates, and it's just. But he moves over to Dax, and he still does inspects him to see how he's doing.
I have medical also. I walk over to Dax and see if there's anything I can do for him.
I would say if SC4 touches me, he's just gonna hear me rambling about all the languages, how they connect to things we've seen so far, and
So basically, to SC4, if he touches Dax, it's going to sound like he's babbling madman.
All of a sudden,
it'll
H8
be
turns back towards Dax and runs up and touches him and goes, "Was it worth it? Was it worth it?"
He'd be very confused about that, but because
Obviously, no one else hears this. This is
Right.
between him and yeah.
Now, I'm going to say something. No, I'm not. We need to call it there, actually. And we'll pick up next time. Thank you all for being here. Until next time, as always, enjoy the story. Thank you all for joining on this lovely, crazy adventure. We'll see you next time.
We off?
I mean, don't.